All right, everyone, welcome back to another interview with Homo Fight. Today I'm here with Logan Storley. He is fighting May 2nd against Florim Zendeli. First of all, Logan, let me ask you, how are you feeling ahead of this fight? How has camp and preparation been?
Yeah, it's been good. We got a great team down here in South Florida at Kill Cliff FC. We've done a lot of. We had 8 months now, and so we got to take a little time off, work on the parts that we needed to work on, and I'm really excited for this fight.
You just mentioned Killcliff. Who has been your main sparring partners for this camp?
Sparring partners. There's a lot of different guys, a lot of different bodies in there. Got a lot of partners, and then we got a lot of young guys, right? People may not know. And then Kamaru's been in there a lot. Me and Jason Jackson, um, Jared Gord. There's a ton of guys to really work. So between the group, we have a great group of guys that you kind of circle in, between the whole group.
For sure. So your opponent, Zendeli, he's 4-0 inside the UFC. What do you expect him to bring in this fight?
He's got a really long reach. He can take a shot. He's tough, right? And he likes to wear on guys, get guys tired. But I don't think he's felt anyone that can scramble and be explosive like I can be.
So, kind of going off that, do you think he's bringing anything differently to this fight that you haven't seen before in your career?
I mean, everyone has a different feel, right? Everyone you get in there with has a different feel. But no, he's a tough, like I said, he's a tough opponent, tough guy. And I'm gonna have to set the pace really high and get to my positions.
So, obviously, this fight's going to be in South Dakota. You're from South Dakota. How special is it for you to fight again back in your home state?
Yeah, it's special. A lot of guys don't get to fight. Certain guys don't get to fight in their home country, right, during their career, and
Mhm.
to get to fight in my home state, just I think it speaks to the state of South Dakota that they sell out the arena every time, the support that I have back home, and so it's really special for me to go fight in front of friends, family, that don't have to fly somewhere, and so love going there and love to put on a show.
Would you say there's a elevated pressure, anything like that, because you're fighting in front of friends and family, or not really?
Um, I think you just appreciate, the support, right? You appreciate the people that they do sell it out, that that it is loud, it is there, they are there for you, and you're gonna go out there and put 100% effort, right? And I think I've done a much better job with not looking at as an added pressure, but just putting on a show for them.
For sure. What do you think has been the most crucial part of these 8 months, this training camp? What has been the most crucial part or moment of the entire training camp?
Um, Not one moment, but just me and Robbie have really, me and Lawler have really, uh, I've went to him for a lot, right? Of asking a lot more questions because we weren't back to back to back fights, and so that's been really really cool to get to work with Rob a lot more and ask more questions. And me and Usman have spent a lot of time together, and that's been great too. So just getting to work on some things that we didn't always get to because you were in training camp, and increase our skills. Me and Herbert Burns, Gilbert, working on with our grappling and just taking time to break things down more.
For sure. So give me the scenario of a win. You put out a statement. What's going to be your night out immediately after that win?
It's always fun to see, the people who sponsor you, they're in the building, my friends and family that your wrestling community that have been there since you've been a little kid. So it's just getting to see everyone that you know I've been fighting for 11 years now. My first fight was there, and for them to a lot of the same people to be in your corner is pretty special. And so to get to go celebrate with those people and just kind of say thank you for the continued support over the years.
For sure. So with the win over Zendeli, what are you expecting for your future in 2026 as MMA wise? Do you have any specific call outs in mind or not really?
Um, you know, 170 is kind of in a don't know exactly what's going on with the top guys, and so I would if he really did retire, and that leaves Gene and Messiah and me, I'd like to go out there and put on a dominant win, get a finish, and be next up for in line for the title.
For sure. So I want to talk a little bit about Michael Page. I know that you and him fought a while back. You won. You had that legendary post-fight interview where the crowd was booing you, and it was a good moment, a fun moment. And everyone now in the UFC, he's only lost once, and he's this tricky guy to beat, right? So, in your opinion, obviously you've been there with him, you've beaten him, you're one of the few people that have beaten him. What does it take to solve that Michael Venom Page riddle?
His speed is different, right? His speed and his fakes are different, and he's a lot stronger than people think, right? His grip is crazy. Once he gets to your hands, from if you take him down, but everything has to be to his hips, right? You have to get to his hips. It has to be explosive, and you have to really take the fight to him, right? A lot of people, I think, they get caught watching. He kind of memorizes them, then with his fakes and the distance, and all of a sudden he'll hit you quick, and then you can't touch him, right? And so I think you have to take the fight to him. You have to get in his face. It has to be a dirty fight, because you're probably not going to beat him with speed out in the open, because that's where he's great.
For sure. And as for preparation for a guy like him, is there anything differently you do in camp? Like obviously it's a very hard guy to prepare for, no?
Yeah, we had good guys, long strikers that had speed, and so we just knew what we had to do was to get to his body, right? Take him down, put him in our world. Don't get caught watching. Don't circle into his stuff, and we had to be in shape, and so that's what we did really well.
For sure. So ahead of this fight, what has been your life like outside of MMA, outside of fighting? How have you been doing in that aspect?
It's been good. I try to stay busy outside of, once you're in training camp, you're in training camp. But it's been good. Me and my girl have just been we're not too busy during camp. And my family's got to come down, got guys in our, really good friends down here with Robbie and his wife, and Mitch McKee just had a great win, and his family. So Blockus. So there's a lot of Dieter, really good people down here, and it's a brotherhood down here, and so it's great to kind of have a second family at Killcliff, because we are a bigger gym, but we're not massive with 100 guys, and so it's keeping up with all the guys, right? We've been busy with fights and supporting your teammates, and that's kind of what my life's looked like.
For sure. Is there any final message you want to give to your fans ahead of your fight, May 2nd? Any message?
I think just gonna see a guy who's hungry to come out there and put the pace on it, and with some new tricks up his sleeve. And so that's really what I'm excited to show, and go out there and look violent and get a finish.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Logan. Best of luck in your fight. I'm excited to see. And make sure you guys tune in May 2nd. Logan Storley, Florim Zendeli. Tune in.